GamerLegion and Bad News Eagles. The desk is a bit split on this one. GamerLegion, I'm excited to get to see exactly what they have to offer, starting up on that CT side. And the Eagles on the attack. I need to hear the game.
Alex, this is a Mirage. Do they know we're casting? 4 Mirages in a row yesterday.
My God, yeah.
And now we're free. As, well, free like a spring chicken. Is Rigon out towards mid quite swiftly here. They have a lot of map control to work with the Eagles, and that's a shot from Acor. A big one indeed, followed up with the second blood splattered in the donut. And Kios has an absolute freebie here. This one didn't even get started for the Eagles.
Yeah, they're going to struggle to even get the bomb down here. Could go wrong, and is, and potentially will. Acor catching flak as well. Flatro snapping into a couple of heads now with the bomb ticking. Bodies are dropping, one-on-one, and a 1 bullet shy. Isaac will dance around the pillar. GXX has got the advantage and just needs to put one away. He can't hit it. A bit of a fumble, a lovely attempt from the Eagles. They flip the script and fumble.
Yeah, that is a bit of an awkward moment right there towards the tail end. But if you're GamerLegion, and after those opening exchanges, especially those 2 shots from Acor, they were absolute bangers in towards the donut position. You didn't convert that one, you would have been feeling very troublesome. You have to be enjoying the plant going down, though. It's going to set Bad News Eagles up in force buy territory if they would like. And the buyout for GamerLegion, of course. Now, this is it. Final kill just there, and a good way to kick things off. Kio's loving that one, and this is the story of both of these teams. Obviously, we all know Bad News Eagles from the previous major. They ended up making it to the top 16, making it to that legend stage. Both of these teams have that available to them here today, but GamerLegion, a new squad on everybody's radar within the circuit.
Yeah, and quickly. I mean, that's what's so interesting to me is the speed by which they have gone from being, seen as maybe a plucky contender into one to be respected. Quick shot out of that Deagle, bit of chip damage, intention into mid. It could be Kios and should be. He's only got 9 bullets left and he's been run on down. They're on a very light pistol, but a nice frag out of GXX does get mopped up nicely. No sweat really on the brow of GamerLegion as they'll take their 2-0 conversion.
Yeah, a little bit wobbly on the aim there initially, but all good in the hood. And now the buy will come out for the Bad News Eagles. GXX with his signature AWP. AKs for the rest here. Now look, if you are tuning into this and you're a Bad News Eagles fan, I don't need to tell you, but we're expecting them to do their best work on the CT side. That's for the uninitiated. That's for everybody else tuning in here today. We will have a curious little conversation to have, especially with Shui and the T side impact that he has and the CT wall that the Eagles continue to put up here.
Yeah, well, I think that no one knows that better than Big Clan. As that does too. I remember checking in at halftime thinking, oh dear, and Bad News Eagles obviously not concerned. A flawless CT half. Into the guns though, big round. Gonna be seeing an attention towards that.
Oh, Shui's one-waying this.
Oh, smoke, and yeah, Shui looking for a little bit of info. It's faded now, and he's really exposed. He goes for the deathmatch. Synopsy brought to 10 HP. Acor trying to finish the job. Rigon could swing on the trade, but Synopsy doesn't need any help. That's a high-impact entrance into his frags. The first 2 on the AK-47, and now leaving Imet in a rather dire strait. Now, does he hard clear this? There's no way Synopsy should be getting away with another one. He has 3 frags, 2 of which on 10 HP.
I think the thing is, you're not expecting Synopsy to take that risk, to take that control in towards the cave position. Right? We knew it was dinked. Shuri would have definitely communicated that part of the information. And with the Eagles, they're not spreading their wings right now. They're actually just taking their time, allowing Synopsy to explore into the second section of cave. Rigon's going to join him, and the rest are setting up for an execute in towards the site.
You've seen an Eagles talent, right? I mean, they look like they could do some damage on the attack.
Should be a save here.
It's done enough. I mean, this is really just a one-man band. Harmonica, cymbal, little snare.
I think a curious conversation to have about both of these teams here is what type of Counter-Strike we're going to see from them in the best of 3s. Right? For Bad News Eagles especially, we know that they're a momentum-based team. We know, based off the previous major, that they can get work done. But when it comes down to the best of 3s, that's when the faith starts to not dwindle, but it gets questioned, right? Yeah. And there's good reasons for that. These teams aren't on our screens every second week in the partner tournaments. And I guess that's the positive sign of all of this, is that these teams have come through the open circuit that the major does provide. And that's what's so exciting about both of these names now facing one another. Guaranteed, one of these 2 teams will be making their way as the second squad for today into that legend stage. Mouse were just able to topple their foe of Fnatic. That was a best of 3 that did go the distance. And, well, the NXT boys, which are going to be a conversation here today, especially with Shui in the server, they're already locked in. He has the opportunity to do so and greet his former teammates in that next stage of play.
Yeah, really cool as well, just from that interview, Banks with Acor ahead of this game, just hearing a bit about Acor's confidence, rise in confidence, and praise for his in-game leader, Shui. Getting a lot of praise from players very much attuned with what a good in-game leader can feel like. Rigon's across. Early presence into mid. The Eagles up and over. Very good pace behind this. And, ooh, the nade will avert Kioz's gaze. Smoke as well, but down to 50.
They do have this main control.
Don't
worry about the main control, Alex. I was starting to talk about something not so important, but maybe it will come into play now. They are expecting this to be the B maneuver. Now, Shui completely undetected here. They will not be expecting him to be around the world. So if they decide to go back through T-Spawn, then we'll have to clear him out first. And the job for the remainder of the GamerLegion players is to hold them in place while Shui continues to investigate in the back turn to freebie, and he can just walk on out.
That's a lot of information. Not only has he walked through A-Horse, he's cleared through mid, or at least partially. Shui now even looking to finish the job. He's walking on right behind them. Now, there might be ships in the night in this one. Bravely, knife out, strafing through mid and pivoting to the wide open A site. Now, it's up to Isaac. Puts his head in the vice. Quick snap out of Rigon. Tagged up, but bomb planted. And that's a nice just mid-round call, reacting off of that early CT push. And Shui, despite that very well-intentioned flank, it has opened up for another likely save.
That's curious right there, the fact that they respond in that fashion, because I guess there's two options for Shui. Either he continues to push or he drops back towards A. It's unlikely he lingers around mid. I was curious as well that he took down Flatro, who was the player closest towards Red House. So you're assuming, okay, maybe they haven't actually taken that control when you do find that frag. And they were correct, but outmaneuvered here by the Eagles. So a great start to draw things level 2-2. Now, I wanted to make sure I did IEM's name justice. I asked him, I said, you know, I've seen you, talking about it, and there's one that he doesn't like, so we'll avoid that. But Ime is, look, I sat there and I made sure I said it to him multiple times. Look at him square in the eye just to make sure that we can do it justice here today. Because both of these teams have been doing Counter-Strike justice. They've been playing some very exciting CS.
It's one of the many reasons we love Counter-Strike is, it's not about what you say in the interviews, it's the gameplay that does the talking.
Helps if you can do the talking as well.
It's a real plus, but what we do love is that, you can, there's a lot of personality in the gameplay that is the Counter-Strike presents us. So quick tack timeout early doors from GamerLegion after losing 2 consecutive rounds. Not forgetting, and I will have to lean on you for this one, in terms of the round bias and distribution of Ancient. Are we still looking at CTs with a big haul, or has there been a bit of a shift?
Well, this is the thing. I feel that the map, it is quite in flux. Like, if you look at the statistics, you take the averages, right? Yeah, it's still quite a CT biased map, but in some of these matchups, the T sides, they can get out to flyers, right? I think that Ancient, which makes sense, is still evolving as the newest map in the pool, even though it feels like it's been here for a long time. But there's so many different ways that teams are able to take this map control now. They understand how powerful the CT mid takes are and avoiding those, pressuring other parts of the map. It's more of a playstyle thing, I think. And the fact that Bad News Eagles have been able to draw this back, they're likely here, if they can avoid these 3 prickly rifles, or at least battle them over, to grab themselves a 3rd in the early stages. And that's a great sign, because I think for Bad News Eagles, if they can get themselves 4 or 5 early, that means they can be off the hook a little bit more, right? They can take a few more risks. They can be that more of that flary squad. Now, they are setting themselves up for an A split here. Smoke up towards B lane, one towards Red House. Acor in towards the donut position. Silence them 4 in hand, and Molly in his face has to step forward into the fight, gets the double up the triple for Acor, locks them down, the bomb's loose.
Well, you're talking about prickly rifles, it's Acor who has single-handedly dispatched of the Eagles on this A split. Rigon did slink through the smoke though, may not be ready. Acor unawares. Caught back, clawing back. Now GXX established on the site. There may be an opportunity in towards that CT player. Lurching forward is Shui. Tucked in for now. Waiting for them to make the next move. It's Rigon as well that will look to clear out on this Kios flank, and a quick headshot out of the AK. GXX spotted, and Shui does extend. Wow, aggressive. Didn't need to, but does. Puts GamerLegion off the back of their timeout straight back into the driving seat.
Have to give the big thumbs up to Acor there, don't you? That little spray down, massive work from him. Just in the choke point, not expecting him, but they threw the molly, right? They were expecting a player. I think he just caught that really nice timing. So we'll watch that one again. the lineup and the low HP of Scenery, thanks to Isaac, who was baiting them in. And you saw Rigon, he made a lot of steps to try and bait that donut push. That's exactly what he was looking for, just couldn't hit the shot there. So a little bit unfortunate for poor Rigon, but they can afford another purchase here at the Eagles. And one more of these, well, it's not a default spread, but it's a slower approach. It's not straight out the gates. They're not running into this, running into the wall. Deep smoke's deployed, needs to soften up. Oof, and that one will do exactly that. Scenery and Flatro tickled on down. This isn't the fiery start I was expecting here between these two. These names in the server, I just thought they were going to stand and bang, and there's still plenty of time for exactly that. One of the keys with Synopsys' position here as well being forward, he can hear a lot of rotations if they're not careful. GamerLegion about that shift key. Or your preference of bind. Not everybody uses shift key to walk. You know, I won't throw you all into that bucket.
Shout out to my mouse walkers out there. It's a very small club.
So much space available here for Bad News Eagles. They have all of B lane. They could go into cave if they wanted. Oh, Kios, I think he's been spotted here.
That's
I think
a very forward position. Yeah, he's going to be forced wide on that, I think. Yeah, spread. Oh, bailed out from downtown. That was a long-range smoke from Imit.
The nade followed. He's on fire.
Okay.
Oh, that's two of them. Okay. Eventually they get that necessary kill, but the rotation back now.
Yeah, I mean, mission accomplished. You know, the CTs, they don't have answers A. Isaac, I tell a lie, through mid, does shut down one, and Synopsys is next victim and triple from the M4. Very efficient use of that magazine, and now Rigon comes a knock, and you think he may have spotted a barrel. You can see he's locked on, fixated onto Akor's position. Nade chips away at Rigon, continuing to walk. Great angle, Chewy, a freebie. And that's the end of that. GXX holding on to the big zoom banger. And so, yeah, returning to the CT slew. It's 2 from GL.
I think that they're expecting a heavier rotation there, and you could tell that as well with that link in towards, that slink in towards the site, not clearing out that cubby. So hoping that there was an over-rotation towards middle or the A side of the map here. But here's the triple from Isaac, and dealing with multiple elevations. That's beautiful.
Barely even saw the third. Well, we've had some high impact. I think that's 2 back-to-back triple kills. Akor and Isaac just taking it in turns. And we actually, is that a timeout right back? It sounds like one.
Yeah, this one here called from the Bad News Eagles. So an opportunity to have a discussion. And the biggest one is, what are we going to buy around this AWP?
Yeah.
Loss bonus 2,400 into the next, I do believe. And that might mean that they'll just hold on to the AWP and some light upgrades like P250s and whatnot. So this is a chance for GamerLegion to have a tidy 5th.
Some bric-a-brac, as we say on our little island.
Bric-a-brac?
Yeah, you know.
I was like, what not?
Yeah, your bric-a-brac, your bits and bobs. A bric-a-brac
okay.
store.
All right, fair enough.
Miscellaneous items.
Falls into that category. One of my favorite terms to do that was tchotchkes.
Tchotchkes, yeah, I've heard that before.
Selling merchandise, that's what an American
Oh, I loved it. I don't know if GXX does. Fires off the shot. Rigon can't finish. Shui tagged by the orb, undeterred and fragging nicely. Kios should have the pair. And Flatro's always a threat, but only with a P250 here. Loud about that. Heard, and maybe an element of surprise back turn. Shui could get a block to the back of the head and has. Can't quite adjust into Imi, but now with bomb low, GXX's hopes do wane. Nice one, catching Isaac on the rotation. Does have the bomb under CT rule, so very hard for him to make anything out of this, especially considering their setup. Look at this. I mean, an AWPer can only fire 1 bullet at a time, Chad.
I'm surprised he hasn't gone looking for a rifle here to see if he can make this one more doable. He's going to have to try and bait a shot, get away from the second. I don't know how you pull a round like this off now that he's unscoped.
A quick scope for the Sentry here. Onto Imi and get away. Oh, okay, he hits it. Spots the other. Flashing again. Go on, GXX, you spicy man. Takes the pot shot. Rifle sounds good. Smoke, then swing. Kios has none of that, as we do see another 3-piece bargain bucket. Kios this time with the triple.
Bit of a grimace there from poor GXX. A great attempt.
Yeah.
A great attempt.
I mean, he did manifest exactly what the only way in which he got himself into a one-on-one.
Had to hit exactly that shot to make it even possible.
Also, obviously, we aren't in the comms, but like, as we said, there was a timeout into GXX going for a fast cave AWP peak. Like, that's off the beaten path, is it not?
He's got a couple of those moves. Vertigo's another map where he tries just getting these can opener type picks from AWPers that you don't see too often these days. But we're back into things, and it's not the full investment here. It's just Synopsy with the AK. The rest light in the fight. Ooh. He will go down to Akor. So transitioning in a different fashion, getting towards B lane through middle. That's a little bit more not unusual.
On an island is Isaac. No help if he does go down without a frag, and he's got one and done. Big from Flatro. Smoke is up, bomb to be planted, uncontested. Acor rotates through CT. Heavy donut presence, a whiff on the flame. Still very difficult to hold on to this one. Dribble smoke out will enable as one fades. Couple of angles to clear procedurally now, and Rigon, big damage, big frags, problems now for the CTs. One back out of the orb, still. Time becoming a factor. Kios, a great smoke, does have the kit. Just rushes it, a fumble from Kios before the smoke had time to bloom, and now BNE have closed the round. Rigon with a three-piece, and we see bad news Eagles, after losing the only rifle in play as the opening, Death, into an A commit. How have they pulled that one off? I'm not even sure they know how.
That is a wild round, and this felt like there was so much urgency there to get in towards the site. So this was the opener. Synopsy removed with a minute 42 on the clock, and then Acor gets a freebie onto Scenarii, but that was after the exchange went down towards that donut position. So yeah, that urgency when it was a 2v2, just trying to smoke the bomb and get on top, that one's not going to pan out anyway.
And suddenly, yeah, GamerLegion are the ones with a compromised buy, and now a compromised round for BNE. Aggression thrown into the mix. IME takes down one of that B commit pack, and they are all there, gathered now, and the CTs are getting answers quick. Look, Kios, he's just walked straight through Pylon, nothing home. Rigon, however, into the site, kicks open the front door. GXX onto Acor, and IME now with, burnt alive. May have been heard, unable to deny. A pacey one here. Could end badly through the flames, the double spray, needs the fresh mags, and Opsy on the pillar. 40 HP is not ideal, does get distracted by the flash, and now a 1 versus 2 for Isaac. Not the most ideal of weapons. Buying time, goes wide. Isaac not aware of that cave reposition, and GXX will keep a lid on it. We are seeing a multi-kill madness here in day 2 of Rio. GamerLegion concede as BNE close the gap.
Well, that's the type of Counter-Strike I think we're all expecting here today.
That's what you thought was coming
server,
first,
yeah,
Gunny.
out the gate. So this time around, the back roll from the Eagles, you can see how it started. And that is a great shot there from GXX onto the flank. And Rigon, I love watching him play. He loves to get fired up, this guy.
I mean, considering you have got some cuddly teddy bears as well on the Eagles, you need someone to be raising their voice.
I think that the Synopsy, Flatro, and Rigon, those three, you know, they definitely got some fire in their belly.
And GXX and Scenarii often just looking like they're happy to be here, you know?
I love the smiles on the faces.
Yeah, real gentlemen as well.
But this is the thing, and I think right now during this little economical, unless things start to get out of control, we can discuss the BNE story, right? Last time round, the fact that they make it to the top 16, this team, you know, they get the painted with the puggy brush. They don't have an organization. They're their own squad. They built this, the sticker money. This is kind of what the majors are about, right? These guys are their own boss.
Oh, for
and if
sure.
you can keep coming to every single major, that's all this is about. The biggest, the top of the Counter-Strike mountain here.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, everyone can understand the beauty in the juxtaposition. The fact that some of the teams they're beating on these major runs have got support staff, psychotherapists, sports massagists, massaging their gamer hands, and BNE just showing up and fragging out. I think we can all love that. Frags come through, nothing too concerning. Now, I do like IME trying to creep and crawl. Rigon, though, with a very preemptive spray. He seems aware. And, the whole squad very well switched on. And that'll do. 5-5, all tied up. And Rigon's farming frags as well. Joins GXX in the double digits early. All right, we got a game here, folks. Now, quick look at the maps as well. You can see top right, Ancient is our first BNE with the pick, and already posting 5 rounds on this T side is a good sign of life. Mirage from GamerLegion and an Inferno third map decider, as is tradition.
I think BNE obviously have a lot of faith in this map choice, right? They're 7 on the trot on Ancient, and one of those wins was actually back during the RMR against Astralis, and they made them look silly. I was casting that match. They blew them out of the water. They made Astralis look like noobs. Like, it was a 16-3, just a drubbing. This CT side wall that they put up, they were just owning them. It was a scrim fest. A 13-2 scoreline in that first half. So the fact that they've already been able to give themselves a nice little nest egg of 5, it's not retirement time just yet, but definitely something they can look forward to. As,
and they're pandering, Chad.
Yeah, look, everybody with the Vox stickers these days.
Dear me.
to think that was in 2014, 8 years ago, everybody.
Vox Eminor. I still remember Vox Eminor sponge offering me some dried Weetabix for its content.
Back before content was even.
Yeah, you were contenting well ahead of the curve, mate.
It's so good to see these lads in the server here today. I know the feeling that Vox was exactly what these projects are.
Oh, you're right. I can't believe we didn't even draw that comparison, but you're bang on. And now, IEM Rio. Look at this dude. So early, doesn't do his diligence on the clear, leaves us in an early exchange. And it's going to keep going well for GamerLegion. Look at Shui go. 2 swift headshots, clears the ramp, smokes the ramp, does want to try and keep throwing bullets down range, stop that bomb pickup being a walk in the park or a walk in the ramp. Should be fine for Flatro just to scoop it up. Does so and elopes silently.
A real gap here for them to access. If they head over top mid, Isaac's tucked in towards the cutout. This is a very strong position, hard to clear. Aiko needs to be careful with the steps. Doesn't want to be too noisy, might be heard. And then this two-man setup on the B bomb site of Imet and Shui.
I'm just so glad that water bug is gone forever.
Is it?
Isn't it?
No.
Oh, it's still there.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll talk to him when they get here. And Aiko's going to have a bit of talking to him as well. See you later, Scenarii.
Yes. You know what they say when you assume makes an ass out of you and me.
Okay,
I figured a year had passed. Okay, sorry.
It's all right. No. It's fine. It's fine. We'll address these things as they come out.
Yeah. When I see that Valve Polo, I'm just going to hand them a short list.
Imagine if that's Valve Polo. I'd like to.
They used to rock up in Valve Polos, didn't they? Yeah. Look, am I making
thought they were incognito. The only thing I ever got to chat to Valve about was wall sits.
I remember like 2015 Cologne, Anders in a room with 4 dudes in blue polos.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe I'm making it up.
Was that security making sure Anders wasn't doing anything?
It was like Ido and...
Okay, all right.
I remember their faces at least.
Might have said too much there, Alex. You just gave out one of the secret names.
I didn't. No, it's not a secret name. It's the name of a bot.
True. All right, well, we're back into this one. No, it's all right. I'm only kidding.
Oh, you scared me. Synopsy, though, fast through the flames, not deterred or really scathed. Take
I love this. Look how quick he's across.
Yeah, but and that's the angle Shui shouldn't, being the operative word, be ready for. Now, Synopsy, another opening death. He's going to be tutting his tongue. Shui clicking his mouse, still patrolling and maintaining control of that vital cave position. Now, Flatro has parked the bus. He has got across to the box, and perhaps will be able to be a little bit of a later addition. Yeah,
they don't need to really search for information. I love this setup that GamerLegion are rocking right now. So the early warning system is quite clearly this position of Kios, but you can see he can just see if they get into Donut. Then you've got Acor over towards the A site playing in that... Oh, hold up a second. GXX is having a look. Do they want to transition? And the search party, Kios steps out, grabs one, and not done. The second onto Flatro. That's beautiful.
Oh, yeah, but you can all empathize with GXX in that position. Just on scopes, a quick switch, and just not enough time to get his eye to the scope. Kios, a massive multi. Big double. Puts Bad News Eagles into the tailspin. Scenarii with the bomb and just cowering. There is a push coming, so let's see if Isaac... Yeah, not ready for Scenarii, so... That does open up the playbook a little, but the time's still a bit awkward, is it not?
The time's the biggest issue here. I don't want to say a save, but maybe that has to be the best option. Unless Rigon can get this kill, and then maybe we have a different chit-chat, but there it is.
Yeah, conversation continues. That's a well-placed smoke. Scenarii may not be ready for Acor. Now we talk about time again. Rigon's been great finding them entries, but with the amount of time he's got left, he's just going to be caught by Shui, and he's happy with that one, understandably. So he gets the bookend frags. Opens and closes as we see the scoreline reach 7-5.
Good game so far.
I can't help but feel like if I'm Bad News Eagles and I've got the CT track record I have, surely the T-Hall you could post on Ancient, this is probably why they love the map, is they can basically say, boys, anything bar over the pistol, we're laughing. You know, this is juicy. We're really just sweetening the pot. I don't know if they're going to be adding anything to that pot here. It's a P250. It's 2 flashbangs. And there's Synopsy throwing them.
It's good if they're close mid, which they're not really. Kios shouldn't be, I was going to say too worried by that, and he won't be. So there it is, mop and bucket.
Flatro's always good on those Glocks. He will stop those perfect rounds. Shui on your screen looking stone-faced. GamerLegion up to 8. They will win out this CT half. But Bad News Eagles, they will be equipped with AKs. Another one here really is just going to be cream on the top of the cake.
This Shui story as well, we'll dig into it throughout, but this was one of the conversations that's been had by our colleagues for a while, especially those working over in the academy leagues. But now that he's cropped up onto the main screens for everybody, everyone's having something positive to say. You know, Maniac, yeah, this kid's one for the future. I think just the way he approaches the game, he holds himself as a professional.
Yeah.
It's going to be an exciting prospect here.
So is this. Aggression on the ramp, and Synopsy, that Galil haunts him. He hits the first headshot, but Imir's gun's just better. More damage inflicted now. Shui finds the end of Scenari's AK. Kios, actually, he wants to keep fighting this. He's trying to catch him in that transition on the jiggle, thinks better of it, will concede. And so Rigon mantles through, starting to regroup. 3 towards this B lane. The whole squad going to be there shortly. Now, CT information at a premium.
But look how light on you two they are right now. To execute in towards the B bomb site, you don't have an awful lot. You're going to have to creep and crawl and look for the heads.
Well, I like the juggle of the sniper for that 9 HP. Acor, however, maybe losing HP a bit too fast. Rigon just pre-fire through, flatlines. Another, and it's up to Acor's rifle. GXX on the trade, good enough. Gets it done, bomb now down and running out of options here for the CTs. Good nade damage, chips further away at GXX. Isaac posted. Scenari really does not want to be taking that fight first. Nice forward position, they do seem aware. GXX forward again to post his second, and yeah, Kios, sure he's got the kit, but I think he's not interested in a 1 versus 3. Just simply
Damage?
no time. Yeah, 1 would be nice, and Scenari is not selling what Kios was looking to buy. It does go 6, though. Bad News Eagles really are getting closer and closer to a completely tied up first half.
Yeah, they're very happy with this, or at least they should be. This was great from Scenario here. Catches old mate Shui in no man's land. This is the kill onto Imer, and I think the barrel was spotted from Isaac from Scenari behind the pillar, and he just gave them the information because that was such a hard clear. Should be a little bit frustrated with how that one went down. Back into another buy or something close enough. Fast out mid, the mollies are there, and Scenari very fast gets the opener.
Oh, they are fiery. There's some pace behind this. And Acor, that's ballsy. They could be flashing through, running through. Instead, though, pivot to Donut. Nice angle, doesn't get it done. Chips away at Scenari, but the A site now surely lost. Stack it up, smokes. Taking some space. Rigon, though, moth to a flame straight in to burrow into the CT corner. He'll be able to relay information if there's any loud steps stampeding through that temple rotation. Shui has gone down, and upon the fade, not clearing through. Brilliant half. All things considered, GamerLegion 8, Bad News Eagles 7. Take it to the defense. We'll see if they can remain as indomitable as they've looked on the defensive half when we return from our break. 2-0. One of these teams is going to be locking themselves in for the next stage of competition. GamerLegion and Bad News Eagles.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, I'll say it one more time. One of these teams about to complete the Challenger stage and do so undefeated. It's either GamerLegion or Bad News Eagles. It puts a smile on my face as I finish that sentence.
They're definitely fringe teams here, right? But the fact they've shown up and played this type of Counter-Strike here, it hasn't been the easiest of runs. GamerLegion had to beat Vitality, right? This is some big names. Pardon the pun for Bad News Eagles' victory, but yes, that they've had to put in the grave.
Yeah, and the odds as dead even as our first half. Love this from Rigon, and IEM, quite the opposite. In fact, I'd argue he probably hates that.
Guys, they have B lane control.
Yeah, the part of the map I was responsible for, no info anymore. Oh, Synopsy, another satisfying click out of the USP. And into the site, looking like GXX is doing the same. In fact, they're going to struggle to plant that bomb. Isaac tries his luck, and a flawless CT pistol. Chad, I worry this may be a sign of what's to come. Rigon piping up, singing songs. Bad News Eagles are on the defense, and they won that pistol.
And this is where they're going to do some of their absolute best work, right? So if GamerLegion could have got the bomb down there, an early conversation to the force by wars could have been had. But now that they haven't, I think here it might be the humble option for the Legion. That's the bullet to the back of the dome, and that's where things started to go wrong and basically, yeah, completely went wrong. They lose the whole map at that point.
Can we call two-man immediately clearing out ramp and B lane a bit audacious on a CT pistol? I mean, that really put them in a box immediately.
Oh, okay, Synopsy, you've got players behind you as well, mate. You can't flick 180 like that.
That's drone. Oh, he's got flair to it as he leaps around. You can tell he knows what he's up against. And yeah, just the one casualty.
That's more like everybody's face at games at home. And that's the bit about Bad News Eagles that I really love is they obviously have really good utility. They've got the communication. They know how they want to play it as a unit. But when you look at it, sometimes it just looks like a mess, but it works. And that's the magic when we get those crazy Counter-Strike moments. But this CT wall, right? Bad News Eagles being in the conversation for potentially being one of the best CT-sided teams in the whole world, right? In the CT-sided meta, that's not bad to have in your back pocket. But when you go up against Shui and his entries, well, that's where this real conversation needs to get started. Three-man mid-defense.
Love an aggressive in-game leader. Shui, this time, the opening death, it's at the hands of Rigon. And BNE, they're just happy to brawl. You want to fight early? We can fight early. GXX may go down to the walk. Never mind. Very aware of his angles. IEM deleted, and BNE are heating up. This was the first gun round, and it's over at 1 minute 20. Without a casualty, and with 2 AK upgrades for good measure. This is starting, and it's going to be, for them, more and more confirmation. You know, boys, I think we might be really good at this. Yeah. Oh, we are. Oh, we definitely are. It gets like confirmation biased into existence.
Look how happy they are as well. This is what they're very animated team here.
He's even got a branded arm sleeve.
Well, that's what happens when you have your own org, Alex. You can make whatever merch you want.
Yeah.
You get to make the decision. You're your own boss. As, well, the raid boss of the Tech 9s. Quick out mid here.
Synopsy might be feeling the pressure fast. A flash turned nicely, and Rigon's already solved the problem. A triple kill on that mid-rush.
And the first was onto Shui. So right now, the opening kills, they were level coming into this round between those two individuals. 3 successful for Rigon and 3 unsuccessful. The same conversation for Shui. Now Rigon's actually ahead of Shui. Right? So 4-3 and then 3-4. You guys can work out that quick maths. But Rigon in this form is very scary, right? Some of these names, this is back when I was playing, like Flatron said they were in like the FPLCs. Like, I first retired, and then I think everybody was like, oh, Sponge was a pro kind of recently, so let's let him still play. And I remember some of these names, and it's crazy that journey that these guys have been on. Now in 2022, I'm talking.
I mean, they definitely got the reps in.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. This doesn't just kind of manifested overnight. This is something that comes through dedication and just a natural passion for it. Certainly helps you to remain dedicated if you love it. Shui, wow. Another on the fade. When Flatro just so aware as to the possibility for a little bit of hijinks upon the fade. Very solid smoke onto Cave, buys time. Now, this is always a sketchy one. Synopsy, he's opted to push. And Isaac, considering a clip... Oh, the timing of an angel. Synopsy just gracefully glides through as Isaac does look to leave. And just as that gap is made. Synopsy
Hard to believe,
punishes.
isn't it?
Oh, Kios is going to be frustrated about that one. Isaac too. And it's just going to go from bad to worse. Scenario boosted up, Acorn unawares, and all of that investment just going down the Swanee.
I think he's the coach of G2 now. All right, Emma, how are we going to pull this 1-on-4 off? Well, the first has been found.
Yeah, and might be the last. Rigon is coming. The Jaws theme tune starts, and it's actually a smoke headshot, obviously, from the AWP. As we all expected. Nice from Synopsy, puts them up to 12, and we are really rapidly running out of rounds. 12 already out of the gates here, 5 off the trot, off that USP flawless pistol.
And 7 consecutive if we use the 2 from the previous half. So this is looking fantastic now for the BNE. We have Mirage coming up next. Okay, got the little booties there to get that shot off. And a lighter investment here again from the GamerLegion. Tech-9, bit of armor, a couple of deagles, light util, and space again mid. This time they haven't just been completely bombarded. Chaos is up close and personal and coming through, and Synopsy blind has to run. He knows. To tuck tail.
He knows, but he's got a good headshot into Synopsy. The helmet saves his life. Shui just tucks through. GXX unawares. Huge impact from Shui. Finally starting to get it rolling only for a moment, as we do see a very quick response. Knee-jerk CT rotations. Deal with the threat, and yeah, this one will peter out. Just going to be Ime on that dig.
They don't know where he is at all. You can see on the radar right now that they're looking and checking everywhere, but the bomb's down in mid. Traditionally, in a situation like this, the key would be to lock that down, but the only one really close to it is Flatro. Scenari can chip in and help. Rigon floating over now. Ime, does he have a bit of a gap here to work with?
He's been intermittently checking lane.
Rigon's watching this.
Oh yeah, he's completely locked in. Here he comes back as well. Flash for the peek and a quick, snappy headshot, but that's all you can write home about for them. 13, 3 rounds, all they need, and it does look like it is just business as usual.
So I just want to touch on this. It's not that Shui's not finding impact here or kills. He has 14 kills in total right now. He is leading the scoreboard for his team. Leading the server right now is Rigon on the other side, and we discussed how they were going with the head-to-heads of the entry battles. And they got the coach Ash now having a bit of a chit-chat about how things can go, and still a smile on his face. But as mentioned, Shui's been very successful in the opening kill department. And that's tournament-wide. That's not just in this specific matchup. So we're looking to see if anybody else can start to find that form if he doesn't get that opening kill. And it doesn't necessarily mean he has to go in and die and then somebody finds the trade. Maybe someone else will be able to crack things open. This was the dink for the Tech-9, the response there. Yeah, Synopsy made sure he got back to the buddy system. I don't want to be dropping an M4 over an environment like this.
Always nice to hit the shot as you're being swung and flashed in, and that's fast. Kios does go in, down and out. GXX with a miss that's punished. Now an advantage for GamerLegion. They need to convert. Might be in their interest to slow things down. Of course, the Eagles can force some fights, and it looks like Scenari's done just that, walking straight through the ramp smoke into the head of Isaac, and things leveled out quickly for a moment. Flatro tested on Cave, deals with it. Rigon in mid, the jewels just keep on coming. Shui makes good use of his low HP, finding the head and charging straight into way. The util heard, Scenari alert, and cleared on the jump. Scenari given a freebie.
Oh, curious right now if Flatro is going to hear this. It was very loud from Acorn on the rotation, and Flatro has just turned around now, so... Oh, he's pulled the knife out. I don't think he did hear any of those steps, but...
Did he hear that, Chad?
He heard that.
Okay. Oh, it nearly worked out for him. He got the fight after all. Woo, Flatro.
What was Acorn shooting at?
I don't know. I don't think he knows.
Was he seeing ghosts or something?
I think he might be, possessed. Just visualizing.
The ghost of ancients past, I think, is probably what Legion are thinking about right now.
I've never seen anything quite like that.
It's so wild as well that they make it out mid that quickly, and yeah, okay, well, all good, all good.
I mean, this is just coming a little too easy for the Eagles, is it not?
Yeah, and well, they're doing fantastically well on the CT side, so that storyline is sticking strong, or
bang,
not so strong. Shui finds an entry. Now they need the conversion.
And Shui meets his maker. It's Synopsy. Keeping level with him. 16 francs apiece for those two. And Ime undeterred, and Flatro does get caught by the Tech9 through the smoke, full commitment coming in. Synopsy 2 for the price of 1. Buy 1, get 1 free. It's nearly 3. Scenari with 2. And we do see 15. Okay, yeah, really running away with it. And he's having the happy dance. He's
They're
having
bouncing off the
best
walls.
time. A few too many Haribos, I think.
Maybe not enough.
Yeah, absolutely hyperactive. They are having a whale of a time.
Charge him up, let him go. And it has been some biffy CS, and it didn't start that way.
No.
It started quite slow for Bad News Eagles, which they don't normally go in the same sentence.
Satisfying.
Fun Counter-Strike.
Yeah, I mean, looks like it's fun for them to play as well. They are just having a party. Having an absolute party. The vibes are immaculate on Ancient. Back into aggression now. As you can see, Scenari might have to do a lot if he wants to hold this ramp. Deters now for an extra 5 seconds. Wants to get a smoke on top of it. Considers it. Then the AWP in support and a flash instead. Calls it clear. Lots of moving parts now. Rigon to activate on that mid-rotate.
And all that happened, and we still have a minute 25 on the clock, and there's a mid-push coming. Like, in their face. Hey, where are you? Oh, we're coming to fight right here, right now.
They just want to end it. Like, 16's so close, and Rigon just hitting his shots. Nearly 2. Isaac limping now. Bomb and knife in hand. Does want to perhaps second-guess that. I mean, the knee-jerk reaction from Eagles is send someone A to check, but...
You can't play a traditional game of Counter-Strike here. You're not being allowed to. You're not given the room to. You're just being absolutely blown out of the server with this constant aggression. The in-your-face style of Bad News Eagles has rocked GamerLegion here.
Yeah, faking the death cam successful, though. Both of the Eagles considering that A slip to be the likelihood, but as the util reigns in, it's a very clear indication that they might have perhaps got that one wrong. Isaac, bomb plants safely, uncontested. Retake util in the form of a smoke and an incendiary nade combo. Isaac very susceptible to that HE. On GXX. Scenari forward, A-core frag. Back and forth into the one-on-one. Loses that smoke. It would be great now on the corpse of his fallen teammate. GXX doesn't look to retrieve and actually just gonna drop the incendiary nade and hope.
That might be it.
4, 3, 2, A-core gets it done. Extends play and through the flames. Well, does fall, loses the AWP, but saves the game. We will play on here on Ancient.
But
BNE.
that's sacrifice, mate. That's sacrifice. That's a blood sacrifice right there. You just, look, he had to do it to win the round and stay in the game. I understand it. But now A-core has to work with a Galil. Shui has a Mac 10. Look, it's fine. You get the round. You stay alive. But it hurts, it stings, it leaves a mark. It's not what you're looking for here if you're GamerLegion. This is an uphill battle. You need another one of those to break the Eagles.
Shui, pacey, and dead. Chaos does get the trade onto Rigon. Stops him from finding any more, but I mean, he's certainly found a fair share already. Synopsy should have Kios dead to right. Will play it passive and loses that line on the cross. The smoke's still up. Kios has slipped the net. See, Synopsy's going to be using his teammates' monitors as well, just for any situational awareness available. There is a presence there in Flatro, and, well, Flatro has solved the problem. Bad News Eagles just finding all the frags necessary to wrap up their map pick here. 2 away from closing it out in convincing fashion and maintaining this rather convincing CT side that we've been discussing.
I just can't believe how cavalier they are in these situations. That rotation from Flatro, he made steps the entire time. Yeah, it's like, do you want to fight? Because I do. Like, I'm ringing the dinner bell, right? And I'm the one who's eating. What are you meant to do if you're Emma and you're A-core? You're stranded. You have mid, but you aren't close to a bomb site. You need to make it through donut towards A, up through red towards a split of either variety, or back over towards B. And well, here comes Synopsy again.
And just around the corner in time, Synopsy, though, has got their number. And looking to stamp their ticket to a 1-0. It's good. Ancient in the back. Bad News Eagles impressing us here into our second day of play. And one of these teams looking to secure a bye through to the Legends stage. That would be a whole lot of love for them. GamerLegion is not done. Certainly not. They'll be heading to their map pick next. We've got a Mirage to look forward to after a short break. And of course, hearing from the depth.